What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we have 7 things that shocked me in Poland. Very excited to be back with another Poland video and some more shocks about Poland. Before we dive in, if you happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, give a video a thumbs up. Let's dive right in.
Dzień dobry, cześć, and hello. Today, guys, I'm going to be sharing the 7 shocking things about Poland when I first went over to Poland. So these are kind of some of the things that really surprised me when I first went over to Poland, and I figured I might as well share this list with you because it's kind of special to me, and I'm sure some of you who are going to travel to Poland could also hear this list. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so number 1 on my list might sound obvious to a lot of people, but it's quality of food. Okay, so how do I say this? Most of the food there just seems to have this overall better quality of a taste. It seems like, for example, the vegetables were picked at the right time and grown properly, and it tastes like the meat has almost a better quality to it. So I think European countries have this higher standard to cooking and harvesting foods, and I really think that equates to overall a better meal. And also a bit of a side note, McDonald's in Poland is much better than in the States. I don't know how to really describe it because it's hard for me to tell you the taste, but it's just overall better. It really tastes more real. In the States, it just looks so plain and bland, and it also tastes that way too. But in Poland, it tastes much better. Like the burgers, the Big Macs, all of that. It's just, I don't know, it's just much better. But I have talked to a couple Polish people who also work at McDonald's, and they say the same thing that we have a problem with here, which is that no one cleans the ice cream machine. So I think like the ice cream machines just never get cleaned worldwide.
That's why they don't work.
Just like a common thing now. But yeah, the food is just much better overall. All right, number 2 on this list.
That's why the ice cream machines always be shut down when we try to hit up McDonald's, and it's frustrating when you want to take the McFlurries off the menu. If you don't want to do ice cream, cool, don't do ice cream, but don't have it on the menu just for me to ask for it. Oh, it's down, it's down, it's down. It shouldn't be down that much. That much is ridiculousness. It's ridiculous. Just take ice cream off your menu. All right, now that I got over that rant. I do like McDonald's. I do enjoy McDonald's. Big Mac. I love the Big Mac. Love the burgers. Big fry guy at McDonald's. But I've never tasted Poland's McDonald's, so I guess I got to take his word for this one. I love to go over there and try the McDonald's and taste the difference. I do think food quality in Europe, just from reacting to so many videos of so many Americans going over to European countries, I do think the food quality is better. So he's probably right about it. But yeah.
List is hearing and seeing the language. Now, I'm completely not used to Slavic languages. Now, you can ask most Americans, they're used to more of the Romantic languages, mainly Spanish. And yeah, I mean, seeing and hearing Polish was almost mind-boggling to me. But I really, really enjoy the sound of Polish. I really like the Polish language a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just me personally, but I really like to see and hear the language. I really think it sounds really cool. And I've told people this before, but it kind of sounds like this Italian/Portuguese mixed with a Slavic language. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. Uczyłam po polsku I kocham ci po polsku. And a side note on this one, I think it's like the second most hardest language for an English-speaking person to learn, I'm pretty sure. And the amount of consonant clusters to see in the language is just crazy. I mean, it's really hard for English people to pronounce the words and really kind of get into the zone with the language. But it is possible, and there's tons of people who have learned Polish and can speak it fluently. So just remember, it's always possible to still learn. I'm in the never-ending process of it myself. All right, so number 3.
I think it is possible, but it looks incredibly hard. Just the words you put on the screen, there's no way I could say those. I don't think. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is possible. Polish language, I heard, is the second hardest language to learn for English speakers. So I believe he's right about that because I heard that in multiple videos. The Polish language, I don't know how it sounds to me. I don't know. It just sounds very different than what I'm used to. And then you see the how the words are spelled and everything. And obviously it's very different than what I'm used to. So I feel like it would just take some adjusting and getting used to.
On this list is that Poland is such a safe country. And this really shocked me.
Heard this too.
You can go out at night and feel completely comfortable. If you're a guy or a girl. I mean, you could just go out at night and you are not going to get bothered by anyone. No one's going to pester you. The only thing with that, I would say, is that sometimes there are some random drunk people, and with that, if they're intoxicated on a substance, you don't know what they're going to do. I've had a few run-ins with some drunk people in Poland. For instance, here's a small story. I was in an ice cream store getting ice cream, and this drunk guy comes in, and he's basically like throwing slurs at people, going up to their tables and talking to them. And he didn't throw punches or anything like that, but he did get kicked out. But that's really the only crazy thing I've seen in Poland, is like a drunk person going crazy. I've never seen them, hitting people or throwing things at all, but I mean, you just never know with drunk people in the first place. But besides that, Poland is such a safe country, and I've never had to worry about anything ever. And even at some of the bus stops and bus stations that look a little bit sketchy, I've never had an issue, ever. So don't be an American or Westerner and think that there's going to be some evil Polish guy named Janusz sitting at the corner or, at the bazaar, like the markets, saying, jakiś problem, what's the problem, or something like that. It's just not going to happen there. So just don't worry. It's a safe country. Go to it. Yeah. Okay, so this may sound...
I heard one of the safest countries in Europe, actually, and much safer than, coming from the States, much safer than the U.S. When you look at the statistics on crime and everything. And then they, on interviews, I've seen of people walking and interviewing Polish women and Polish men and foreign men and women. They talk about how incredibly safe, like, Poland is, no matter what time of night, what time of day. Like, of course, there's always going to be crime any country in the world, but there's very little in Poland, and these men and women at any time of day feel safe. And there's nothing, the feeling of safety is priceless. It is absolutely priceless to feel safe all the time.
Weird to some people, but the old towns in Poland, Stare Miasto, honestly to me seem like an amusement park. It looks like Disney World or something like that. It looks like this beautiful preservation of history, and it really feels like you're going back in time to the old town. And most cities have old towns. Some of them are kind of the same as others, but some of them just have these extremely unique features. In Gdańsk, you can see these incredible Gothic architectures of the buildings and the churches, and these long, narrow side streets with these just beautiful views and colors on the walls. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful, and it's something you really have to see in any Polish town that you go to. Okay, so number 5 on this.
I think, again, I do agree with them. Coming from the U.S., we are a very young country compared to Poland. We don't have that much history. We don't have the historical buildings, the historical architecture. We don't have any of that. So I think it's so cool to see buildings like that, not just in Poland, but in Europe as a whole. But yes, Poland has such incredibly historic buildings. It's awesome.
This list is that Polish people are really wholesome and honest. Number 1, to me, they seem like they like Americans a lot. So you're not going to go there and expect them to honestly just dislike you because of the politics of your country or whatnot. Like, you're not going to have that problem. They're typically going to like Americans overall. So I wanted to say that, but there's also this thing with Polish people where you really know if they're happy or not. Like, Polish people don't put on this facade or, this fake mask like Americans tend to do where, it's like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. Everything's joyful and stuff. It's not like that in Poland. People are just straight up and to the point. If they're having a bad day, they're going to tell you that. And if they're having a good day, they're going to tell you that. And if they're happy to meet you, they're going to show you that. So just bear that in mind. And a side note with this one is that Polish people aren't like a southern town in the States. They're not going to, go up to you, oh, hey, how are you doing? Hold the door open and, they don't have that southern charm, but they do have the southern hospitality. And they're, like I said, they're not going to go up to you or like, say hi, how are you doing as you walk by them down the street like you can see in America. But they're still extremely nice people once they open up. All right, so number 6.
So, not just going to be, they're not your friend. Hey, you don't know them. They're not just going to be like, hey, how you doing? Hey. Like, we do in the U.S., which is perceived as fakeness by a lot of other countries. I do it, and I don't think it's fake. I just think it's like, I don't know, smiling it makes me feel good. Smile, hey, how you doing? That's cool with me. But I also understand how that can be perceived as fake by so many different countries. I have heard the Polish people are kind, welcoming, warm, very friendly to those coming in from different countries. So you don't have to worry about that. And I find that to be amazing. They might not be the in-your-face Americans. Hey, how you doing? How you go? If you ask them how they're doing, probably gonna tell you how they're doing. They're gonna be very direct with you. It's not gonna be beat around the bush or hiding your feelings or anything like that. So, but he talks about the hospitality, and I think that's really amazing.
6 on this list is the clean transportation. Okay, I was actually really shocked by this because I went into Warsaw and we go into like the tunnel and the metro, I guess it's called, and we were taking the train from like an area of Warsaw to another area of Warsaw, and it was so clean and quiet. It was insane. I was thinking, wow, like this must be brand new. And you know, coming from like the New York City metro, I mean, that place looks like a dump compared to the metro in Poland. I mean, it's just absolutely clean, and also people are just really courteous and respectful of each other. And I don't know, it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. Okay, so leading on to
I feel like that is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I've never taken public transport or been to New York, which I would love to go and check it out. But it's really cool that it's so much cleaner and better compared to New York.
Last point there with transportation is that the accessibility of public transportation in Poland is honestly something that really shocked me. Okay, so as most people are aware, the public transportation in the US really sucks. Now, some towns and some cities, it's actually okay and it's pretty good, but overall and in general, it's pretty bad. Okay, so now the public transportation in Poland will take you anywhere. Like you can go from any little small town typically to anywhere in Poland pretty easily by bus, by train. I mean, whatever you want. Like there's so many different options, and it's really easy to, for example, if you're getting onto a city bus, you can change the language to English if you want, or even I think Russian as well.
What?
And I mean, it's just really easy to access and kind of
that is fire.
Where you're going. And leading on with that, most people also speak a little bit of English, so if you're having trouble, you can always ask. But yeah, all the videos you watched before, we got to all of the towns we did through public transportation. We took buses, we took trains, and we got everywhere we ever wanted to. We never really had any issues at all. And it's also pretty affordable too. Now, not just with public transportation in Poland, but also if you wanted to fly from Poland to go to any other European country, it's super easy, it's super cheap, and there's also lots of airports. There's not just Warsaw, Chopin Airport, there's like so many different other airports. I know Katowice, Gdańsk, Kraków, Łódź, like so many other ones. Lublin even. So you really shouldn't have any trouble taking a cheap flight to really any other European country. Alright guys, that was the 7 things that shocked me when I first went over to Poland. So if you feel like you have anything else you wanted to add to this list, then just comment down below. And as always, stay tuned for the next one. Dziękuję I do widzenia.
Alright. That was cool. Public transport, I've heard that again in different videos. And public transport, I feel like in the U.S. and a lot of places it's non-existent. And he said like where it does exist, basically, it's not as good as it is in Poland. They've got, when they went to Poland, everywhere they went was by public transport, and they always thought very good of it. That they're very clean, got you there on time, very efficient. Whereas in the U.S., that just not the case. The U.S. is a country mainly built for cars, where you really have to have a car to be able to get around to wherever you want here. And in cities that do have public transport, I guess that it's just not that good. Let me know what you guys think about this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give a video a thumbs up, and check out the next one. And I'll see you guys next time.